Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Ann Lopez from Center for Farmworker Families. Today I'd like to talk with you about the 50-mile regulation that governs the state's 24 migrant camps. This is a regulation that was put in place many years ago. My best guess, since no one can tell me, is that it was developed to encourage single men who came across the border every year during the harvest season to return to their families after taking up housing in the 24 migrant camps. At that point, it was only single men. There were no families that I know of that were migrating. Today, all we have is families that are migrating. And the problem now with this regulation on the books is that the farm workers, for instance, in the Watsonville Buena Vista migrant camp, can return to the camp on May 1st, but they have to vacate the camp on November 28th. What that means is their children's education is completely disrupted. The children enroll in at least 2 schools every year, and so there is no educational consistency. The other thing too is that there are some farm workers that return to Mexico, and many of their children go to as many as 4 schools in one single school year in 2 cultures and in 2 languages. No child can be academically successful, and almost every farm worker wants their children educated and out of farm work and having a better life than they themselves have. This is what gets farm workers in the fields as early as 5 a.m. in the morning for a hard 10-hour day. So we have found no reason to maintain this regulation. The Housing and Community Development Department in Sacramento can reverse this or grant waivers to children. There's any number of solutions. And when I've been to Sacramento and made presentations and asked for a rationale for continuing the 50-mile regulation, no one gives me an answer. So the only conclusion I can come to is that this regulation guarantees the next generation of farm workers, because almost all the children drop out. In the Buena Vista migrant camp, I am told, and I only have anecdotal evidence at this time, that there has not been one single high school graduation among 104 families that regularly return to the camp in the last 20 years. This is unacceptable. So we are working as an organization to provide a solution that would allow the children to have consistent educational experience throughout an entire school year. And we have various activities. If you look further on our website, you'll find a postcard that you can sign and send to the Housing and Community Development Department requesting that this regulation be amended so these children can have education like everybody else. We also have been meeting with the Santa Cruz County Board of Supervisors. They have written a letter to Housing and Community Development asking them to rescind this regulation. Also, the Housing Authority of Santa Cruz County has written us a comparable letter. So we are garnering state support for modifying this regulation so that children can have consistent education.